Hi, I'm Anthony McCann, and I'm going to read to you from my new book, I Heart Your Fate. I begin with the title poem of the first section, The Event. I came to describe the animal, but the animal was alive, the animal was unnamed, and the animal was always moving. I came here to describe the animal, but all these shoes stood in my way. Shiny black dress shoes, elegant leather sandals, brilliant lacquered nails. I must have been down on my knees again, following the animal. I came here to describe the animal, I'm shouting, struggling to my feet. Where did this cocktail party come from? When did all these aristocrats get here? I whimpered, brushing the dust from my knees, which is when I saw you. Dirt eyes, sloppy, pink, laughing, dust in your hair. I knew you'd come to describe the animal, and I never drank again. Field work. Later, on the ridge in samurai dress, I appear. It's me, in mustache and gear. The moat is full of cherry blossoms, and I count the cries of birds. Beyond that moat is teenage France. There youths frolic apace and resemble me. But what kind of person is a person like this? My fingers put shadows on all of the birds as just beyond song, birds scrape up the sky. We ride in a hay cart down through their codes. In the village, the villagers dress in blue codes. Our fathers make shadows all over their caps. Our fingers make shadows on the faces of cops. We cross the late bridge to our fathers. The assistant. There's a need to return to decorum, discipline, silence, and hugs. This need is not felt by the trumpeter swan clattering now onto land, chased by the flannel researchers slashing now through the pond. Crouching here in the moss, they smell sweet and sour as rain, woolly rain on rubber hats, on woolly hats and tweed. My investment in melancholy is both great and sufficient in these sweet rubber people and hats. And I know that beyond these planet-sized clouds, there'll be a gray and blue cloud, so I don't use my knees to press on through my body out through the window to sound. Later we saw eagles. We saw eagles big as nouns. Putin with Lynch. In the world, the dwellings are all made of wood, and every house is a beautiful ship, but there's a parallel world attached to this world, which are these paths drawn thinly down through the woods. And I meet you there now under the bridge, where we hear the snow sing snow songs to itself. And then somehow we're just sledding away, totally free like the songs that we sing, as the sled sings a song of a sled to the snow. But there's a parallel world there under the snow, of crinkling earth and little green leaves, of grass struggle tips pushing up through the snow. The grass thinking snow, thinking snow, thinking snow, and under the grass the system of roots, the systemless system of dark wiggle roots, and the master who lurks in the rooms after dark, in his motionless hand the luminous milk. Now I'm going to jump to the third section and read one poem called In the Visitor's Locker Room. It's a sort of guided meditation. Now imagine the vagina. Picture the unfolding of the buttery vulva. Picture the swollen, wrinkly lips, the shiny, pulsing clit. And then picture the world. A parking lot in the desert. Wind. The rumble and rattle of traffic. The day's last light. Darkness settling over the pumps. You are a traveler. You are entering the glass cube of this Chevron station. Your hand is on the door handle. You are pulling open the door. The little bell is jingling. And you remember nothing else, not where you are from, nor where you are going, so that this wonderful vagina has become even more appealing, and you can touch it with your nose, and you can wiggle your nose in it, and then you can kiss it. Meanwhile in the world, a scraggly little animal passes. It scurries through the lot, all dust and twigs, and on the television, the one over the gas pumps, Kobe Bryant is talking about his father. He is speaking very slowly, and you listen very carefully, which is when you learn that the most important thing in this game is to win this game, and that this, Kobe Bryant, has never forgotten. Now you will feel very confused. You will try to remember your own father, as the animal disappears in the scrub brush beyond the dumpsters, and in the sky kind of gloaming is happening. But you don't remember that word. and you would never say gloaming. And you think again of the vagina, the marvelous vagina, the wrinkled bloom of the labia, the mute pulse of the clit. The night is not a mirror. This night is not the void. It's a wonderful vagina. You've been standing here for years. I'm now going to read 3 poems from the middle section of the book, which is the heart of the book. The title section, I Heart Your Fate. The poems themselves do not have titles. Here's something as thoughtful as chairs in the snow, blue socks piled up under trees in the snow. This place is named for a less recent place. One day I walked in and sat down at the bar. I raised my dumb flag over drab-painted land. Merciful purple my night hammer reeked. Hair grew from my bottle, cracked in the snow, like hat pins in corners where tooth rabbits lurk. This world, so crowded with me, ghosts of me, historical thoughts, or blue dukes in the snow. I leaned into the phone, I listened for votes, the snow in the dark humming like rails. The night is air travel, my heart seemed from space. Dead car in the snow, stuffed with old brooms. Each now is a dot, a sentence in place. I stack up my feelings like table-free rags. Tossing chairs from the roof, the snow in my hair, or asleep in the tree in my little boy suit. Man-sized birds passed over the barn. So I crossed out the moon, the trees, and the barn. In this forest milieu, an encounter with void. I burst from the scrub to the roar of the crowd. Was a horse untethered, alone in the glade. I stood in your place while you backed away. A horse is some kind of encounter with legs. The enormous head, hooded, just lowered itself. Here is precisely what gentleness is. There was shit on the stairs. I had to go back. Oh, to wiggle and still be blessed and have legs. Now here is a landscape for feeling bald things. This path wanders down through some unfurnished thoughts. I followed these ruts to your shack in the pines. Oh, little blue bird, clear voice of the pines. Your letter has made me hot with new joy. Truly I tremble here in my plight, to have passed this close to an animal's health. I dozed with my view of the stream and the hills. Woke with blue fur in my teeth and my beard. Slowly, in bloom, my skull grew new eyes. Thin-fingered light slipped down through the pines. The clouds drifted over a late human lunch. From miles away the tiny clouds came. Soft moss underfoot, far-off rage of the dogs. Protect me, my love, from these horrible words. When the rains began, I was waiting for you. The sky opened up and delivered this sound. It makes my lips linger here near the plates. Each thing we perform is rehearsing for death. This miracle gland gives my body no rest, to be emptied again by the meaningless roar. Let's go die, and then die, and then die, and then die. Roll on, little toes, to the top of the earth. I address this next line to the mind of the trees. The trees are green hair, all wild and ripped. Then the world slumps into soft as clay heads. I lie at your feet and imagine my eyes. The hedge behind me is filled with small eyes. Each animal seems like a personal trait. All of these signs, but only one word. Demented, demented. I run through the woods. And now I'll read one more poem. More dreams of waking. Terrible dreams of alcohol, of canals of alcohol, of watery transport. Awful television dreams, terrible dreams of children. Reality children of reality parents. Awful dreams of children in rows. Of all of us in the bars, the sun sets on our faces and the terrible alcohol burns us. Terrible dreams of houses. The clouds rush over the houses, each cloud with a secret name. No one will ever know these names. There are awful dreams of living food, terrible dreams of the talking sickness, of myself lost in the transportation, in the physical translation. A great bellowing is heard. Mammalian howling belies us. A bellowing, I say. I have crossed the parking lot. I have placed my face against the building. I am right here, right now, with terrible dreams of vehicular clouds, of bodies locked shut. But I have come to tell you of the greater unlocking, of a type of licking forth, of the opening of eyes, the body of light, the wind in the trees, and the unnaming of the leaves. After the terrible thought, after the dream of the voice, after the death of the father, after the flaming forth, I found myself next to a building, in a kind of parking structure. There was a great bellowing there, was the voice of the city. The mountains blinked, the roads lurked. I was there with you. After terrible dreams of the courthouse and law, after the terrible solemnity of the robed idiots, after these dreams we awoke. We turned off the light. The fountain slept. The birds stank. We sat on a bench. We died to the world.